Hi, and welcome to the Existential Stoic Podcast Quick Fix. I'm Danny. I'm here with Randy.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Randy. This is episode 8, and we're going to talk about how to stay disciplined.
Ooh.
Yeah, discipline's a tough one, right?
Yeah, but it's crucial. It's absolutely important. Like, I always found that discipline was something that showed that I love myself.
Oh, I like that, right?
Yeah, this was the way I looked at self-discipline.
That's a good way to look at it, because if you love yourself, right, you'll get what you want and you'll stay on track or stay on course.
Yeah, like a lot of people, when they think discipline, they think like being reprimanded. And maybe they think with self-discipline you have to reprimand yourself. But actually, I look at it as kind of like a loving way, a way that I can love myself.
I like that because it makes it positive rather than negative. And I think you're right. So many people think of discipline as negative when in fact it is probably one of the most positive things we can do, right? It's taking control of ourselves. It's making ourselves what we want.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way that you can actually become what you want to be and have the life you want to have.
I like that. Okay, so today we each have a few things that we'll talk about. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to go first. I decided. All right, so my first one for how to stay disciplined, I think focus on what you did right, learn from what you didn't. I think really the crucial thing is we fail when we stop trying. And I think this happens to a lot of us, right? We want to develop a habit, we want to be more disciplined, and we get discouraged by early failure or missing something early on, when in fact, if you just stay the course, perseverance, you will succeed.
Yeah. I think that's such a necessary way to look at it, because, like, for instance, yesterday I went to go get a visa to go to a different country, and I traveled 2.5 hours to go to the embassy, and then when I got there, they were like, "Oh, we can't do it today. You'll have to come back tomorrow." And I was, at first I was a little bit down, and when my parents asked me about it, they're like, "Did you get it?" And I was like, "Nah," and they're like, "Oh, that's such a shame," and I was like, "No worries, I'll get it next time." And exactly what you're saying with focus on what you did right. What I did right was I took the action, I went there, and not only that, I did right by having the proper attitude around it.
Which is crucial.
Even though it didn't happen this time, next time I'll get it.
It will happen. You will get it. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's a good one. I went with more practical ideas for how to stay disciplined. But one thing that I like, and this is stolen from Jerry Seinfeld, he uses this technique for writing jokes, was actually he takes a calendar and he puts X's on the day that he actually does it. So he wants to write jokes every day. Every day that he does, he puts an X on the calendar. And then after a while, you've got a streak of X's and you don't want to break that streak. And it's a very practical, very visual, real way to keep track of your discipline. You can actually see, it's tangible, you can see when you've actually done it.
You know what I love about that too is it's so simple, but it has all the things you need for proper behavior, which is you have a positive reward system and you have a little thing you've made, like a little game that you don't want to disrupt, right? It keeps you motivated, keeps you focused. It's really awesome and easy. Yeah, it's a good one. All right, so next I have create a plan. So we've talked about this a lot, but clear goals and a clear way to evaluate progress. Because honestly, one of the easiest ways to lose discipline is to not have an idea of what you want and where you're headed.
Yeah, and also, I like what you say about having a clear goal and clear actions. Because if you don't know what a success looks like what being successfully disciplined looks like, how are you to measure that? How can you put an X on the calendar if you don't actually know what the executable is for doing that?
Yeah, it's a great point, right? You have to have an idea of what you're after to be disciplined. Otherwise, you will have just a bunch of vague notions and ambiguity.
Very good. My next one is do it first thing in the morning. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you have the most energy, you're the least distracted, and for things that I really want to get done, I make sure I do them first thing in the morning. I work out first thing in the morning, I meditate the first thing in the morning, I journal first thing in the morning, I read positive material first thing in the morning, because these are all disciplines that I want to have in my life, because I know they're going to get me in the direction I want to go. And I know that I can, before anything else, before I open email, before I check texts, before I even look at my phone, I do all of these things to make sure they're done.
You know what I love about that too? It is a great way to look at a great habit, because honestly too, the other thing about first thing in the morning is you'll never fail because you can always plan the time that you need. And I it's one of the best ways. You get it out of the way early. You know you're done. You feel good the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And if you need to, if you're adding something else, you wake up 10 minutes earlier. You can always set the time for yourself to do it first thing. It's easy.
No matter what happens in your day, you got it done.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about, other things coming up. Awesome. All right, so for my last one, I have attitude, and I think this is crucial. So cultivating a positive, yes, I can attitude. I think so much of what stops us from discipline or anything in life is negativity, thinking we can't do it. When in fact, honestly, like, discipline is very easy once you realize that you can do it. It's just a matter of repetition, doing it over and over again, and seeing those results.
Attitude is everything. Like, there's a story in The Magic of Thinking Big where this guy's talking about a one-armed guy playing golf and how he's better than pretty much all the two-armed players he knows. And the guy says, well, you know, one arm and a good attitude will get you better than two arms and a bad attitude any day.
It's true, yeah.
And it's so true. Attitude is everything. And when you're trying to stay disciplined, it's going to be hard. But having the attitude that I am resilient, I can do this, I am disciplined, I will succeed. Having that attitude is going to get you through it.
Yeah, and knowing you can do it, because if other people can do it, you can too. I mean, that's one of the best things to look at, I think. You know, other people are doing it, you can, so keep that attitude and get it done.
Absolutely. And so my last one is something that I rely on Danny for a lot of times, having an accountability partner.
I really like this one, yeah.
It goes way beyond just doing it by yourself. Like Danny and I have worked through so many books together, and it makes it so much better than just doing it by yourself, because you have the input from someone else and you can see things that you didn't see yourself, and then just realizing that, hey, we're going to be meeting tomorrow, we have to talk about this chapter, so I better make sure I read it and have done all the activities I need to do for this chapter.
Well, that's what I love about it too, is that, you know, you have somebody else not only to get their perspective from, but somebody that you trust that is a friend and stuff that you don't want to let down either. So it gives you motivation to do it, and you know they're going to do it, so you have to do it as well. And that thinking, you know, really gets you started and gets the ball rolling to keep going. And you can keep yourself motivated throughout, right? Remind yourself to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's it.
That's it. That's how you stay disciplined.
And that is a quick fix.
It is a quick fix.
Absolutely.
So please subscribe and share. We hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll be back next week with another episode.
And join us for our full-length episodes too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye.